Hey, how's it going, guys? Another intermission here. I figured give you an update. It's been a couple of weeks since the last intermission I did. As you already know, summer is now starting to come upon us, so I haven't been out on the workbench as much as I usually am. And also because my son and my wife, of course. So this is a rarity for me. So what have I been doing a little bit lately? Well, I've been kind of exercising the demons off of my old workbench. Got a couple builds. Originally, I was going to go with the Abrams kit, which is now back on the shelf again, but that didn't happen. I put it back on the shelf. However, I did start up working on an old Monogram Phantom kit, which is right here. As you can tell here, I just started up on it, working a little bit at a time. It's going to be a long process. I've been using a lot of Funtac. I'll be explaining that in future videos, but that's about it. Really haven't done much. Outside of that, I have been cleaning up. Workbench was a pigsty. It's a pigsty again, so I'm going to clean it up again. Still going to fix up some odds and ends. Hopefully I'll be down here a little more, maybe once every 2 weeks or something, to explain what's going on. But let me get back to the Phantom here. You tell this is what happened with this one was, originally I started this back in late November, early December time frame, but unfortunately I botched the paint job, so I ended up going on back, not so much the Shelf of Doom back here, but under the shelf of the Workbench of Shame, which is actually the second row of my workbench, and it sat for a little while because I worked on other projects. So after building the F-15E, which almost burnt me out, and putting the Abrams back on the shelf, I figured, you know what, let me finish this up while I'm at it, which is what I've been doing. I ended up stripping the paint off, and I got a bottle of this right here, 91% isopropyl alcohol. I got to pick up some more down the road because I used half the bottle stripping the paint. The paint I was using was Life Color. What happened was, originally did appreciating, which is I mostly do for model kits with raised panel lines, since this one's got it in spades, and this is one of my favorite kits of all time. And unfortunately I botched the paint job because I tried using Life Color, this stuff here, with a double action airbrush. Unfortunately I don't have a regulator on my compressor, which means I gotta pick one up sometime and try to tweak the pressure on it. Maybe I'll work a little better. However, when it runs through a single action airbrush, it works pretty good. So didn't go too well. Now the tip for using Life Color paints is, it's great for single color subjects, but when you're doing multicolor with a double action, it's not happening. So what I ended up doing was I started using Funtac from the office supplies store to use it for the pattern. As you can tell right over here, this was Result Funtac, and the other spots I did free-handed. I did this in multiple thin layers because the Life Color is not easy to use, and I swear by it still, but it's real tricky to use. Once you get the hang of it, it's good stuff. This is the thinner to use, by the way. There are things I've learned about Life Color when I first started using them. One, you don't use alcohol on them whatsoever. It will coagulate the paint and it'll goop it up, which is a really, really bad idea. So stick with the thinner, or you can use distilled water. It may take longer to dry, but it won't coagulate it. So, and what I'm doing with this is I'm using a wraparound Southeast Asia camouflage. Basically, it's 3 colors. I got the dark tan on so far. I'm doing the medium green next. Eventually, I'll be doing the dark green with the Funtac pattern. But I'm not using gray. I will be using gray for the underside, which was common during the late 60s, early 70s on U.S. Air Force aircraft, and certain other aircraft that were used by Southeast Asian countries like South Korea or the like. So I'm sticking with that for now, and I'm going to appreciate. However, I'm going to be, like I said, won't be doing as much, but I will be taking my time with the project as I go. I got the gun pod done right here. I just got to put metal on here. I had to do a lot of research on the pattern because I don't have a color guide for it. Even though I know the pattern and I know the colors, I still use it as a reference. So that's what I got to do. It's still a work in progress. Another thing I learned is the primer I used, Detail Master, didn't stick too well to the plastic. I think that's because of the oils and stuff that you in the mold release agency used. And this is this Monogram Phantom is actually one of the first releases, so it came in a dark green. That's why I needed the primer. I should have went with a Krylon primer or Rust-Oleum. Even though it's darker, it would have adhered to the plastic better. Well, I think the plastic may have something to do with it. that's all I got so far on the kit itself. It's going to be a slow, drawn-out work in progress. I really, like I said, I really haven't been down here much because I've been doing other things. Yeah, overtime's been cut back at my job. It's now back to like maybe 2-3 hours of overtime. The rest is straight time. Let's just say I don't like doing concrete and I don't like dealing with digging. Leave it at that. I'm a welder, and I can move a lot of steel, and I do a lot of stuff for terminals and refineries, but that isn't, I knew a laborer's job is hard, but I didn't realize how hard it was, especially with all the hours I accumulated, which helped here and there. So once I get all this stuff done, I'll be moving on to whatever I gotta do. I mean, like I said, I spend more time with my son than anything else, as well as my wife. Also, since summer's coming around, I've been going out more and more, and so it's a rarity for me down here. And when I do have it, it's maybe an hour to 2 hours at the most. But when things get too bad, I like really crazy out in the real world, I do need to get away and unwind once in a while. So this is my hideout. I did make a drastic improvement in the cleanup department, although my mother-in-law ended up getting bored and ended up vacuuming the basement down here, so I ended up getting... So I got to clean up a little bit more, start putting things away. Basically, that's what I really got going. For some of you guys that know what I do with... for you old guys, you know what Fun-Tac is. If you don't have Fun-Tac, you can always use Silly Putty. There's Blue Tack from Elmer's Glue. DAP also makes a Blue Tack similar. Basically, you kind of use it like masking tape, except it's not as sharp. And the good part about Fun-Tac is you can roll it up. You can roll it up like clay or something, and then just apply it on the model. It's actually not water-based. It's actually more. It's hard to describe it. And the good part about it is it doesn't bounce. So if you drop it, it doesn't fly all over the place. Also, it doesn't feel so oily, but it does have a mild adhesion to it. So be wary of it. And I did learn something when I was using it with the Life Color. If you leave it on for too long, it does make the paint look kind of weird. I worked on a Kefir kit, as you guys remember in my earlier videos, and I forgot to remove it overnight because I had to finish a pattern on the fuel tanks. Well, it kind of discolored it. Not by much, made it a couple shades darker or something, so it was just kind of a weird effect. Left it alone, worked it at that, and see what happens from there. But that's basically what I got for now. Hopefully I'll have another project going. So this is not going to be very, very much. The Phantom's not going to be very much. I'm in the finishing stages. I got odds and ends. Once I get everything painted, gloss coat, and whatever else, I'll be doing decals from various sources, because the decals I want to use are not available for this kit. Maybe Speed Hunter Graphics if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. That's a decal company. They're not cheap. Or I could just, like you said, I'm going to be using various sources, so I'll let you know what I used and what I didn't use. I guess that's basically it. I really got nothing much else going on. So hopefully a couple more videos will be popping up. I'll be probably doing more intermissions and workbench journals. So that's basically it. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to go take care of things upstairs. You guys have happy modeling. Take it easy. And hopefully I'll talk to you guys again soon. Have fun.